Hello, everyone. Welcome to the final G&G Daily of 2023. This is the year that Daily was created, and now we have reached the final episode of the year. Ryan was a little emotional thinking about it. He's an emotional guy. He lets his feelings, he wears his heart on his sleeve. So I had to
I'm not wearing sleeves, right? It's short sleeves, so that kind of makes sense.
But yeah, so it's the final daily of the year, and yeah, this is the year that we created it. And it's really Ryan's the machine behind this thing, man. But it's been a damn good year. We had one of our highest episodes of the year last or yesterday, actually. That was pretty cool, and then we had a great response on Rumble as well. But we're going to go out in style with fuck Hollywood topics because that's what we do here. But Ryan, how are you?
I'm doing okay. To be honest, I didn't even realize it was the last one of the year until you said that.
I didn't either until the chat started to say it. So the chat always ahead of the curve. So many people in the chat was like, oh, snap, this is the last one. So shout out to the chat.
Which is pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. But
yeah.
But here we are. We made it through a whole. When did we even start it? Do you remember?
Around March, I believe, because I started Cobra Cast right around the same time, but it was a little after this, I think. Chat, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was around March. Because that's obviously we got to Orlando, we got everything situated down here, and then me and you had talked about like, okay, we need to get the plan was to kind of have it in the studio that we made, but we did that like one time. But ultimately, I think our audience likes the way we do things, you know what I mean? And like taking and who knows what could have come of that, but it would have logistically just been some challenges for us since you obviously are not here. And so anyway, it is what it is, but one way or the other.
Mostly the biggest hurdle was that I just fucking set up all these things and I get all the tabs ready to go. I would have to like have somebody else do that, or somebody else would have to do that. And it's just like, man, it's just so
it's just
a little annoying.
It's adding a lot more to the plate of like having a producer, and we just like to do things ourselves. But either way, this show has been very, very good to us, and the audience has been good to us. So it's been pretty awesome. But yeah, I think it was like March, late February, early March, I feel like is when this happened. So not sure yet. But either way, we're ready to rock and roll. Dom H is already dropping 5 gifted memberships. Let's go. Dawn says, I normally don't catch the daily, so this is a treat for me. Well, welcome in and welcome into everybody. Smash the melee button. And yeah, I'm tired, and I didn't even set up playing video games last night. I did have a emergency Cobra Cast last night, and then I guess the last Cobra Cast of 2023 is tonight. So there you go. And then we're playing the finals tonight for the first time. I've not played it at all. Everybody's talking about the finals. So we're going to talk about that. And or we're going to play that. Me, Hailstorm, and Tom are going to be playing. So we'll see.
What is that?
It's this new 3v3 v3. It's like an arena shooter almost that just came out. It was announced during the Game Awards. It just dropped it out of nowhere. And a lot of people have been talking about how good it is. Disparu fucking loves this game. Mark the Cyborg was complimentary of it, but he said, it didn't, there was some issues he had with it, but I've heard a lot of people praising it. So everybody's been asking if we're going to play it. So we're going to check it out. I've heard good things about it. So yeah, it's this new shooter that dropped the Game Awards out of nowhere. They announced it. They dropped it. People started playing it. It had more concurrent players than Call of Duty on Steam after it dropped.
Wow.
So, guess we'll see. WG dropping 5 gifted memberships. Let's freaking go. Eric Stratton for 777 says, why was daily successful so fast? 1, same time each day. 2, same time each day. 3, anchor for craziness that happens daily. 4, J ? 5, the chat. I do think consistency is the key for sure. Letting people know people know exactly what time we go live every day. And consistency has definitely been the key for sure. And obviously, Jay's intro is really when we started to get more viewers. That's really what took it to another level.
Yeah, that's probably the thing that shot it to the top.
Yeah.
Jay singing.
Now, as we move into 2024, we have discussed the we want to start occasionally. We don't want the show to be reliant upon it, but occasionally, maybe once or twice a week, bringing guests on, bringing people on that are in our sphere to talk about the current news, things like that, and then maybe reach beyond that a little bit in time. But we are going to work towards that in 2024. So that should be pretty fun for the audience. And it'll be good for the content and everything like that. So that's gonna be really good. Rippa's weird hater says, "We want to like you, Jeremy. We want to. They want to. They want to." WG for 50. Here's the last 50 from me for 2023. Thank you, WG. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. That's awesome, man. Good stuff indeed. And thank you for all your support, WG. You've been great.
That's after 5 gift subs too.
Huh?
That's after those 5 gift subs, right?
Right. That's right. So thank you, WG. Appreciate you, brother. All right. Well, without reminiscing too much about the year that was, let's continue on. What do we have to talk about today, Ryan?
I want to talk about Adam Driver first. Because probably the only person that like has any that didn't have really a career before that has any respect after the Star Wars sequel trilogy is probably Adam Driver, I would say.
That's true.
Definitely somebody who doesn't need Star Wars, doesn't need to come back to Star Wars for any reason. But nevertheless, over the past couple of months, especially after the movie that nobody wants was announced, the Rey movie, a lot of people have been asking the question, are they going to find a way to bring Adam Driver back in some way, either as Kylo Ren or as Ben Solo? Are they going to find some way? Because, I mean, no one's ever really gone. Rey can pretty much do anything. Of course, she could find a way to revive Ben Solo if she really wanted to. But that's been the question that's been out there ever since it was announced at Star Wars Celebration. He's kind of said some things like, well, for me, it's really about working with great directors and great talent and blah, blah, blah. He never really gave it a definitive, no, I'm not coming back until now. This is Adam Driver appearing on a podcast. Quote, "They're doing stuff, but not with me." Adam Driver confirms he's done with Star Wars after Rise of Skywalker. Amid rumors about returning for Rey's Jedi Order movie, Adam Driver, the actor behind Kylo Ren, has confirmed he will not return to Star Wars. And this is, everybody really does have a podcast now. This is on Smartless with Jason Bateman, Sean Hayes, and Will Arnett. No idea they were doing a podcast together, but Adam Driver making the rounds for his Ferrari movie that he's promoting. But in every single one of these things, whether it was like with Rich Eisen or whatever, he's always getting asked about Star Wars. And it's a kind of a long response. And he also talks about auditioning for Star Wars without a script. So it's kind of interesting.
Were you a fan before? What was it like getting that call to be like,
you can ask
part of this
time.
iconic thing? Okay, sorry.
What was the first one? The
first one was like,
I was a fan.
Were you a fan?
Were you a fan?
I was
like
a fan.
big
I grew up. My dad was more of a Star Trek fan than a Star Wars fan, but I did have a couple Star Wars toys that we got at garage sales. So I was a fan of the movies. Yeah, but and then to be asked to do it was, I thought about it a lot because again, I didn't want to be bad in it. It was
so you got an offer.
Yeah. I got an offer but there was no script to read, which I'd never done before. So you had to commit to it. JJ walked me through the whole thing, but there was no script that you could actually see how that played out.
I think that's interesting, right? That there was that's like the only thing. Now you could argue that one, because they didn't have it all fucking planned out. Or maybe it was just so secretive that they didn't want to hand out scripts to people. They wanted to like really keep it tight. Who knows? But the fact that that's the only thing he's ever done in his entire career where he didn't have a script during the audition or whatever is kind of wild.
Adam, are you gonna? Is there any more talk about more Star Wars stuff? Like,
oh boy, look who's back.
Yeah, they're doing stuff. Yeah, but not with me. I'm not doing it.
You're done because the character's done.
Yeah.
There it is. That's the first time we've officially heard that from Adam Driver. So you're done because the character's done. Yeah. They're doing stuff, but not with me.
So Adam Driver is by far and away, in my opinion, the standout in the sequel trilogy. He's the best part of it. Even though Kylo Ren, I thought started out very strong in The Force Awakens, ended up just being a trash fire as soon as Rian Johnson. Well, and even still, like even we can blame it on Rian Johnson, but like taking his helmet off in TFA was a massive mistake. For sure, massive mistake.
Yeah.
And it drove. And I like Adam Driver. I've always liked Adam Driver as an actor. But taking his helmet off was a huge, huge mistake in TFA. And then they just continued on that mistake within the rest of the trilogy. But he was the best part of it for sure. And I'm glad that he's not coming back. He doesn't need this. He doesn't need to get involved in it. And so this is good news as far as I'm concerned, because they don't deserve Adam Driver, in my opinion.
It was a mistake when they took it off, I think. I think maybe if you take it off when Han like talks to him, you know, and Han's like, take that fucking helmet off. You look ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You could have seen something like that, but to do it with the reveal to Rey, and it was so anticlimactic.
It really was, man. It really was. I hate the idea of his helmet coming off, though. But that's just me on like anything. Like even we talked about this before, like Spider-Man 2 with Toby. Like I hate that he takes his mask off in the middle of, doing Spider-Man things. It's just like, stop doing that. Like it drives me up the wall. I can't stand it. Everybody needs to be Dread, like Carl Urban's Dread. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But ultimately, I'm glad he's not coming back, because he's too high caliber of an actor, I think, because he is a really good actor. I've seen him in quite a few things. What was that one movie with Channing Tatum in it? What was it with him? Lucky something? Logan.
Is that
Lucky?
like when they were robbing? Like Logan Lucky, that might have been it when they were.
Yeah.
Like
wasn't he in that? With I'm pretty sure he was in that. I think it was Lucky Logan. Am I thinking about the right thing? Lucky.
I like the one where he poses as a Klan member or whatever. That's my favorite one. There's a really good clip of him from that I often see, mixed into things.
Logan, it's either Lucky Logan or Logan Lucky. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure he was in that with Channing Tatum, and I enjoyed the hell out of that movie. That was a really good movie.
Logan Black Klansman. That's it. Black Klansman. That's what I liked him in. That was great.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know how it hit my feed last night, but I'm glad it did, because I've been watching a lot of like wrestling stuff in this feed with Vince McMahon. He walks up to John Cena when John Cena was doing Thugonomics. Have you ever seen this clip?
Where say the N-word? Yeah, I've seen that one.
And then as he walks off after he says,
but is it Booker T?
Booker T. Tell me he did not just say that. It's so good, dude.
Yeah.
And then there's another one where Kurt Angle, he's like doing a promo, and he's like, I'm not a fan of the black people. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, WWE used to be fucking great,
dude,
man.
It's so good, dude. Oh man. And I thought somebody in the comments are like, Vince McMahon, like the fact that Vince did that skit and the fact that he has final authority on everything creative is the best thing ever, so yeah, it's good stuff. Oh man.
And the fact that he didn't get canceled for any of that shit, he ends up getting canceled for like potentially like trying to hook up with some other chick or something.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I heard that, man. Oh, so good. Crispy Nokin for 50. Happy New Year to the Geeks and Gamers crew, the 199, the Rebellion, and everyone else tied to it. 2024 is going to be wild for everyone. I'll be cooking up something privately, but when that time comes, I'll tell you. Oh, Disney lost money. Raylos are still weird. Absolutely. Thank you, Crispy Nokin. I appreciate you so much. That's awesome. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you got cooking. Back to the Adam Driver thing really quick. So, do you think that they want him back, Ryan? Outside of him saying he doesn't want to come back, do you think they want him back, even for flashbacks or even for as a Force ghost or for the Rey movie? Do you think they want him?
If they could get him, they probably would. Like, he's like, he actually does have some Again, like I think people actually respect Adam Driver.
Yeah, I don't think Adam
people really
Driver
respect Daisy Ridley.
I don't think Adam Driver's like a massive movie star, but he is a respected actor. He's a respected actor that kind of adds credibility to a project. And if Adam Driver, if they had him to promote during the Rey movie, I think that would add a lot for them. So I agree with you. I think they probably would like to have him back. And even if it was to use him in a small capacity, but to show that he's in the movie, I think they think that would add a lot to it. But I'm glad that he's pretty clear by saying that he's not coming back or he's not interested. So
I think it's funny too, because as dirty as it's not even dirty, as bad as his character was in terms of not really deciding what direction to take him, and as much as they fucked it up, he arguably did have he was probably the best of those characters.
Yeah.
Right. Because even though it wasn't planned, there was at least a little bit of movement, whereas Rey doesn't really go on a fucking journey. Oscar Isaac doesn't go on a journey. Finn doesn't really go on a journey. Like, none of these characters actually have any fucking arcs. And he really doesn't have, he does have a redemption arc, technically, which is really fucking poorly done. But of all of them, he's probably the most compelling he's the tallest midget when it comes to those characters. But yeah, I mean, I hated Kylo Ren from the moment I fucking saw him, because I thought he was a mixture between a Darth Vader and a Revan ripoff and a Jason Solo ripoff. So I despise his character from the start. But you know, of all of the bad things we got, he was maybe the least bad of those things. I guess you could argue that.
And Disney Star Wars continues to just run itself in the ground. And enjoy your Rey movie with Daisy Ridley, the superstar. Again, man, it really just comes down to it's bad leadership across the board at Disney Star Wars, at Lucasfilm. And
I'm looking forward to, Thrawn's nemesis, Thrawn's big foil. Not going to be any of those original trilogy characters. It's going to be Hera, according to Dave Filoni.
Good Lord.
So that'll be great. I can't wait.
I personally there is a small part of me, because every Star Wars project that's happening, I have literally no interest in, not even to roast it, except for the Rey movie, dude. I'm looking forward to the Rey movie, dude, because I think it's going to be fucking terrible.
I'm looking for the Acolyte for the same reason.
I think the Rey movie is going to be horrendously bad. And time will tell. But Disney Star Wars is who we thought it is. Okay, it is what we thought it was. I was trying to word the whole Denny Green, and I messed it up. They are who we thought they were, is essentially what he said. But I was trying to change it up and it didn't work. So whatever.
You could have just
most people have no idea who Denny Green is. So
it's true. They're not going to understand
they are who we thought they were. So good. Classic.
Talking about the Bears. Don't kick it to Devin Hester. That's basically the rule of that game. Storyman Jack for $5. Check out my newest story, Book of Ka, my idea of the Force on Earth. Well, very cool. Check out Storyman Jack's newest story.
What's up, Storyman Jack? What's up, man?
SBZ, member for 7 months. Last daily of the year. You guys always make the first hour of my work easier. Thank you, and please never change. Hashtag super gay. Hashtag LGHDTV+. Hashtag 199 forever.
Hey, it's awesome.
I'll try not to change.
Hey, we appreciate it, SBZ. I'm glad we always make the first hour of work easier. That's our goal. John and the chances Jeremy is such cringe. Well, thank you. I agree.
I agree with John.
I agree too, John.
Cole Hauser for 2. What up, my N-word, Jeremy and Ryan? 199, yo, Joe. All right. That's right. Thank you, Cole Hauser. We need some new memes in 2024. We made a lot of them, got a lot of inside jokes and references.
It's true.
Even the entire 199 thing is still an inside joke. But yeah, I'm sure we'll have some more in 2024.
It, especially with Jay on here.
That's true. Patrick Kelly for 5. Ryan Jeremy. Padme Amidala greater than Rey and better character? Yes.
Yeah, that's not even a question.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know really how to expand upon that, but yes. Brightest Day audiobooks for 2. Been a minute, just saying sup. What's up, Brightest Day?
Up, man.
Good to see you, man. We got almost 300 people watching over on Rumble as well. Thank you for being here, guys. You know, I also saw something interesting. I'm trying to find, before I make a video about it or whatever, I'm trying to find like the source of the quote. There was something out there from Dave Filoni on one of these like Star Wars stan accounts that's like, he feels like Ahsoka and Rex have earned the right to be in a position up next to Luke, Han, and Leia in terms of like great Star Wars characters. And I saw that going around. I really want to hear the entire full context of that.
And you haven't been able to find it yet?
I haven't been able to find it yet, but I'm going to look for it because listen, there's obviously Ahsoka fans out there. You used to be a big Ahsoka fan.
I mean, I still am from that. I don't not like, I love the Clone Wars, but I have no desire to watch anything they're doing moving forward, with the fact that they've essentially ruined it. They've ruined that character moving forward, but it doesn't take away with what I enjoyed, what they did prior. But they've completely overshot the importance of that character and the relevancy of that character. But much like the original trilogy and all of that, like none of what Disney has done has really affected my love and appreciation for the original trilogy or the prequels. But it has killed my desire to see anything that they're working on with any hopefulness at all. So I just do not care.
I hope she just listen. The only Ahsoka content I want is the one I want to see how she actually fucking dies. That's the only Ahsoka shit I care to see. Is show me how this bitch finally dies.
I mean, I personally have just kind of like, I think going back on like my own headcanon here is just that she just died in the fight with Vader, you know, the first one, you know, and nothing else happened at that point. So
I'm gonna say she died to Maul. I like that one better. Just cut Rebels out of it entirely.
Yeah, it's just so pathetic, man. How bad and aimlessly like the creative direction is at this point. And you're just in complete denial if you think that Disney Star Wars is doing good by Star Wars standards, because it's not. It really isn't.
My headcanon is that as soon as she walks away from Anakin at the temple at the end of Clone Wars season 5 or whatever that is, that like a random speeder like clips another one and like just tumbles over and like fucking smashes her and she dies right in front of Anakin.
It's the classic. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And she has Dave Filoni's kept her alive long enough to become the villain. That's essentially
Dave Filoni's been around long enough to become the villain.
Yeah, that is true. Yes! Dave Filoni. Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
But to be fair, that follows in George's footsteps. So
to some.
Yeah. So but yeah, it's just yeah, I don't care. I haven't watched the Ahsoka series. I'm not going to watch the Ahsoka series. I don't care what they come out with. I mean, even going back to like season 7 of the Clone Wars, like, which I think is fan-fucking-tastic. A lot of that was already in motion. Like, all that was pretty much that they just needed to animate it, correct? Wasn't like the story was already done.
Well, there's a lot of things that changed. So I think significant portions of the Siege of Mandalore changed big time. They even incorporated elements of the sequel trilogy and references to like Solo and like things like that in it. But the one thing that was pretty solid set in stone was Bad Batch. That was the thing. That was the arc that they barely made any changes to. Yeah. But obviously the entire thing with the Martez sisters, that was completely different.
Well, that
was supposed to be a man. That was supposed to be a love interest for Ahsoka, a male love interest for Ahsoka that they decided to replace the Martez sisters with and put them on this completely different venture.
Yeah, I hated those 4 episodes. Really, it really comes down to the final 4 episodes is really what I loved. The final 4 episodes were phenomenal. But yeah, that middle part with the sisters, I remember putting that up on Twitter, and all the screeching SJWs were so mad at my accusation that they were SJW haircuts. And I guess looking back on it, I would probably clarify to say they were abso-fucking-lutely SJW haircuts. And I stand by everything I said, and you go fuck yourself if it offended you, because I was right. Fuck you, I was right, to quote Razor Fist.
There you go. Hammerang for 5. I've been watching for months and just realized I never subscribed. I apologize. Apology accepted. Hammerang. WJ Valenta for $10. Are either of you guys confident Disney Star Wars will turn itself around even if it takes a decade? No.
I have zero faith in that. I think that you have a better chance of God, I'm trying to think of something crazy. I think there's a better chance that that the Master Chief series is good in the future than Disney Star Wars becoming good. And that's not possible either. The Halo series, there's a better chance of that being good than Disney Star Wars getting back on track. I don't think there's any chance in hell. I don't think there's any chance on this life or the next that Disney Star Wars recovers in the next 10 years. I just don't see it. Not even close.
Yeah, I don't have any confidence in that.
None.
Lord Botha for $10. Hope you guys have a happy new year. This channel and you guys as a whole are really coming into your own. Thanks for motivating me to get back into writing. 199 praise. Ara.
Hell yeah, man. Thanks so much. He just dropped 5 gifted memberships as well. Thanks, brother.
Thanks, Lord Botha.
Yeah, you guys like in the chat, you guys are just as part of the show as we are, and we appreciate you guys making it entertaining. A lot of people are really loved watching just the interactions in the chat, so it's really good stuff.
Master Baiter for $10. Hey guys, Desirius here. With the new year right around the corner, I thought a change of name was in order, something that really describes my favorite hobby of fishing. I'm sure no one will get it confused with anything else, Master Baiter.
That's awesome. Oh, look at here, Omar. First Cobra Cast IRL, February 10th. First G&G Daily, March 13th. Let's have special anniversary streams for next year. Hail 199. If Jay ain't singing, Ryan has to. I like it. I like that Ryan has to step in. So all that means is that Ryan will make sure Jay's here. So
or I'll just ignore the request.
Let's see what all right. So February 10th falls on a Saturday in 2024, and March 13th falls on a Wednesday. So we will have an anniversary stream for daily. You know what? I'll do something on February 10th if I can remember that. That's cool. Heck yeah. Let's go. Thank you, Omar. Appreciate that.
I will not remember, but I will try.
I really thought daily started before Cobra Cast. I guess I'm wrong though.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah.
Sophie for 10 months. Hail, boys. Can you believe Daily and Cobra Cast were this year? Time is weird. Love you guys, the mods, and the Chad chat. May this new year be awesome. Thank you, Sophie. Cole Hauser for 2. I love the 199. Yo, Joe. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure for 5. Do you think Rey will be portrayed as a broken failure like Luke in The Last Jedi? Or will she be an unstoppable girl boss Jedi Master? She's gonna be like, but she's not gonna be a failure. But the struggles that she is gonna have are like struggles like being able to like connect to other people or something, or like they're not gonna be good enough to understand what she's saying or some shit like that. It's not gonna be about her failures. It's gonna be about her learning to become a teacher, maybe.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like she suffers from like Michael Jordan syndrome, right? It just comes all so easy to her. It's so natural that she has a tough time teaching other people who aren't as skilled. It'll be shit like that. It'll be something like that. Fucking retarded shit.
Speaking of retarded shit, Dan Vasquez here says Jeremy tweeted he's accepting all money and insults, so he'll finally start appreciating my super chats. Again, Dan, it's when I actually make money from the insults. Your super chats cost me money. So that's the difference. When people send me money that actually gives me money, I accept their insults. Not only do you insult me, but you cost me money in the process. So no, I don't accept your garbage super chat. Not at all. Fuck you, Dan Vask.
Rejected.
Oh, man. He's even tweeting me. He's like, you sure? And look at there. Somebody helped. Now, thank you, Corn
Boy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. Rippa's throwing like these small indie campaigns like thousands of dollars and like, I don't want your money or your insults. I just want a shout out. It's like, what the fuck, man? It's wild. So I was like, I'll take your money and your insults. Anybody who's willing to give it to me, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. But hey, go for it.
Yeah, that's why I haven't created any a comic book or a book. I haven't done any crowdfunding stuff like that because I just, I don't want to Rippa's charity. I don't want anything from Rippa. And also I'm not creative in any way. That's also been a struggle for me.
He funded the whole fucking campaign and dude, like, it rejected it.
Yeah, he like he actually like charged him back or whatever.
Yes. It's like
refunded.
Oh my God. Like, Rippa, you have a responsibility. So he's taking the responsibility. He's highlighting people. He's showing his highlight. He's just doing it for clout now. It's like, oh my God, man. Holy fuck. Bunch of fucking women. So
yep. To Carnivore Trucker for $2. Last super of the year. Big gulps, huh?
Oh, see you later.
Istophobic for 5. How did your appearance go with Chrissy and those melons?
Yesterday was awesome with Chrissy Mayer. It was definitely a 199 chat. I was getting insulted with super chats the whole time. I swear, if you don't know me or know G&G, and if people see like that I go on like some random stream, like obviously Chrissy's audience knows, but if I go on like some random stream,
God, everybody hates this motherfucker.
It's just super chats. Just you're gay, you're getting bottom surgery, you get transitioning, you're a loser. It's amazing. I love it.
That also happens to be what it's like in chats that aren't friendly to you, except there's no super chats involved.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. That's 100% true.
That's the only way you can tell is whether they're super chats or not. All right, where the fuck are we? Rob Morgan for 5 months. Crazy year. Amazon killed Lord of the Rings. That happened last year, right? That happened in
Rings of Power.
Yeah, that happened in 2022, right?
Gary's in the chat. Is that?
Yeah,
correct?
I think it was September or like I feel like it was like July, August, September of 2022 that happened. But yeah, anyway, Rob Morgan, Amazon killed Lord of the Rings. Rippa broke the comic industry. Jay assaulted a theme park mascot and Az died. R.I.P. Harambe.
That's right.
Rob. Heistman, member for 7 months. You guys been fantastic this year. Ryan Jeremy, has any plans for making games? And will you expose Rocksteady Studio for killing Kevin Conroy's Batman?
Well, from the gaming side of things, so we are currently working on the sequel to Fact Blast, and that's pretty close to being finished. I don't have an exact date on when it will release in 2024, but they have made a lot of strides on that, and it's a sequel to Fact Blast, but we have evolved it. We have different team members now involved, different personalities involved. It's not just me as the main character. Many people are in it, and upgraded the gameplay a little bit. And so that's just our second game. Technically, that'd be our first game, because the first Fact Blast, which I did fully embrace it, I had no creative involvement in that one. But I was very happy with what T-Rev did with it. So we brought them on, and so now we've been working on that one, Cancel Catastrophe. There's also another project that we are currently in discussions on, but I don't have any official anything official to say, and we'll continue to negotiate and see how that looks. But we are working on a couple of things. Just for all those people that say Geeks and Gamers doesn't create anything. Yeah, we are working on some stuff. Video games take time and money and resources, and there's a lot that goes into it. It's not just some easy thing to create, for sure.
To be clear, I don't create anything. I just want to make that very clear to anyone involved. But in terms of I need to work on playing video games before I make one. But in terms of the Kevin Conroy Batman thing, I mean, the name of the game is Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. So, I mean, I feel like it was kind of assumed that they would all die. I don't know. We saw some of those leaks come out. We've also had some people say, yes, some of the leaks are fake. Who knows? Maybe at the end of the game, something happens and you bring all them back to life. I don't fucking know what happens. Who knows? But if it really is that what we've heard so far about the way Kevin Conroy's Batman ends, like as his last performance, that fucking sucks for sure. I'm sure they didn't know it was going to be his last performance when he did it, but
yeah. Yeah, we will see what happens with that. You know what did happen though? Somebody that don't miss, Alec Baldwin's finger just dropped 50 gifted memberships. Holy crap. Alec Baldwin's finger. He don't miss, finishing off the year with a big 50 bomb. Shout out to you, brother. That's awesome, man. Holy crap. Insane, Alec Baldwin's finger. You are insane. And I say that with all the love in the world.
I got to meet Alec Baldwin's finger in Arizona a week ago, whenever the fuck that was.
Yep.
Shout out Alec Baldwin's finger.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yes. Taryn the Black, member for 7 months, help me with this. The same account's constantly telling us about Dylan, Bud Light are mad about real women in the calendar. I don't care about any of that shit. I think some people have. I think the entire thing is fucking ridiculous and blown out of proportion. At the end of the day, it's selling more calendars. But some people have some staunch religious beliefs about shit, and I don't have any problem with them actually arguing about it. I just don't care about it.
Yeah, I found out about it yesterday when I was on Christy's podcast. I had seen people talking about a fucking calendar, and then I looked into it, and I'm like, this is the controversy. This is retarded. So I think the whole thing is retarded.
Tomac for $20. Jeremy, with you starting to do some wrestling content, do you have any plans to review the upcoming Kinnikuman movie? Us American Scrubs know it as Ultimate Muscle.
I am not too familiar with that project, so I'll have to look into it for sure. I do want to do Dark Side of the Ring. I know a lot of people have been asking about that one. And I'm probably oh my God, man, there was the things that WWE, and this is where I saw a lot of it, things that WWE is embarrassed about or whatever, or things that they don't want you. It's somebody put a video up a few months ago about this. And I was thinking about reacting to this video because, bro, the stuff in it is definitely shit that they would not want you to see any of this stuff, bro. It's bad. Some of it's really bad. There's a scene. There's a scene with Mark Henry where he's hooking up with this chick and they're making out. He reaches, he goes, "Oh shit, you got a penis." So bad, dude. It's so bad. There's some bad stuff that they did back in the day. It was bad, man. So there was scenes with China. There were scenes with Triple H did some really bad stuff. I'm trying to find this clip right now.
Bro, when I met Mark Henry, I got I had a Green Lantern shirt on when I met Mark Henry. He's like, "Oh man, you like comic books?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Hey, what do you think of the movies?" And I went into this fucking tirade about how I hated Joss Whedon's Justice League. He had no interest. He had no fucking interest. I talked his ear off about it.
Oh man, there was some great stuff back in the day, but yeah, so there's just a lot of stuff that I want to talk about from that perspective. Some of the controversial stuff that they just completely stay away from, and but yeah, we'll see what that evolves into.
Yeah. Bonesaw is ready for $20. Worst thing Hollywood has done is filled us with dread for future projects. I think we'll get a good season of 40K, but GW only has a $3.25 billion market cap. I feel Amazon will just outright buy them and go woke after first season. Well, here's the thing. I think what Henry Cavill has shown is that he is willing to walk away from things if he doesn't think they're doing right by the source material. So, I think that with Henry Cavill having some form of creative control over that entire thing, I think you can feel better about it than most things. But I don't know. I guess I don't know if that assuages your concerns at all. Quatrina VR, remember for 6 months, never forget that a horse died on the set of Rings of Power. That show has a death count. Praise Ra, hail the 199, Trump 2024. There was also like a fire or something there too.
Yeah.
Show's cursed. Master Bader with a gift membership. Thank you. Taker for 5. If leaks come out for the Rey movie, you guys need to cover them with Mahler. The TROS leaks were hilarious. Also have Dan Guest. He can sing.
Yeah, the reason that the Rise of Skywalker leaks were so hilarious is because I think we were still at a time where we were thinking like, it can't be this bad. You know what I mean? It's the same with Game of Thrones. Like we were like, it can't be this bad. We are desensitized to that now. Like it can be that bad and probably worse. But when we found out about those leaks, it's like, there's no way. There's no way. Because there was some thought of like, is JJ going to try and get it back on track and ignore everything Ryan did? Is it going to continue Ryan's vision? He did neither. He fucked it up even more and pissed everybody off with the Rise of Skywalker. Like Rise of Skywalker, I think is much worse than The Last Jedi. I really do.
It's a worse movie.
It is a worse movie. Like it's horrible. I mean, Rise of Skywalker is one of the worst movies I think I've ever seen.
It's because it has to do an entire trilogy's worth of setup for because they don't even explain how Palpatine came back. Obviously, they just fucking throw him in there. So like you have a villain that you have not set up that you're like trying to get all this payback for. Also, the 3 heroes had never had any screen time together before this moment. Yeah. So like you're trying to build this like sense of camaraderie and like shit between them when they've actually never been together. It was a tough task, to be honest.
It was,
but yeah.
The easy way to look at it is TLJ did more damage to the Star Wars fandom and Star Wars in general, but the Rise of Skywalker is just a worse movie from top to bottom. It just is. It's really bad. And I've only seen the movie one time, and it was awful. I could not go back and watch that even if I've tried to. It's just painful. It's painful to watch.
Yeah, those Reddit leaks were the actual Rise of Skywalker leaks. Not like a George Lucas cut or something like that. But
yeah, I mean, like right here, somebody, where'd it go? Yeah, worse than G.I. Joe Retaliation? Miles worse than G.I. Joe Retaliation. Miles worse, because at least, again, I always reference Retaliation and Rise of Cobra. At least they got Snake Eyes right. At least they got Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow right. So from that perspective, monumentally better than the Rise of Skywalker.
Best part of Rise of Skywalker leaks on EFAP was Ryan explaining that Finn is good at basketball because he had 2 left arms. I do not remember that.
I don't remember that at all.
I could imagine another way I would describe why Finn would be good at basketball, but I don't remember referencing it 2 left arms though. I'm not sure about that. Anyway, Brandon Kitchens for 2, first super chat. Watch y'all every morning. Happy New Year. Hey, thank you.
Hey, and Brandon. You said, and I just saw you comment and said your super chat isn't showing up. We got you. So the way super chats work is it was a $2 super chat. So it only stays visible on the top for just a few minutes if it's a 2. The higher the money is, the more it stays on top of that sticky part up top.
I think I don't even know if 2 shows, do they?
Two might not.
I think it's 5 shows for like a minute or 2. And then 10 shows for like 5 minutes, something like that. Yeah.
But we got you. We keep track of them. We keep track of them.
Emily Rose for $10. Here's my money and my insults. Didn't say anything.
We gotta have the insult.
Thank you, Emily. Cole Hauser for 10. Hey Ryan, forgot to mention Loving Reacher. Love the Cruise movies, but now love the show. Jeremy, are you collecting all the classifieds or just some? Love you guys. Have a great Trump 2024 199.
I'm trying to collect all of them. I'm going to be honest. They're getting really expensive, though. It's getting expensive to buy these classified figures, man. There's a lot of them. And almost every time I see one out in the wild, I typically don't order them. I like to see them out in the wild. There are some that I do. Like I did get the Desert Commando Snake Eyes because I knew I would never see that one in stores. There are some that I will buy direct because I know I'll never see them. But for the most part, I try to collect them out in the wild. And it's getting pricey because there's a lot of them and it's getting really pricey to get them all.
Dry Fading Ice for 10. Jeremy looks like he's ready for Captain Marvel 2 to come on Disney Plus.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Manic Pixie Fangirl. Remember 4 months. Rise was at least funny bad. Last Jedi was sickening. Yeah, you could laugh at Rise of Skywalker, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Gary's Beard Dingleberries for 2. Ryan hates his love for black music and China food.
Ryan actually likes, he had a G Unit chain back in the day.
I did. And a watch. Don't forget the watch. Matching watch.
Ryan with a G Unit chain and watch is not something I ever thought that would be a reality.
Those were the days, man. Those were the days.
It's so funny.
Beardo's reading comprehension for 199. Hope everyone had a happy new year. Padme, smash. Yes, that's right. Baltic Savage for Swedish 50. I love the discussion around everyone's favorite game soundtracks. I was surprised no one mentioned the Assassin's Creed theme.
I've never played the Assassin's Creed game, shockingly enough. So those are just those kind of flew under the radar for me. I should. I know people love them, but I never played those.
Gary's Beard Crafts for 5. Can't wait till Frank Gore, the football player's on a sports stream, and the chat is all 199 and people talking about Star Wars. Hail the Fellowship. Maybe. Gary's Beard Dingleberries for 5. Brian likes X-Ray Girl, and he's confused about it. Maybe China people are also people. You talking about me? Maybe. Justin Proper for 2. Jeremy, you can start by creating a fishing video.
Oh, yeah. Just keep waiting for that one. What up, Justin?
Ira Brownridge Jr. for 5. Thank you for the gifted sub. Oh, thank you, Ira. Grandmaster Chris for 199. Pedro Pascal for Eddie Guerrero biopic.
Eddie Guerrero, definitely one of the GOATs. Look who's here. Frank Gore here, 199. Frank Gore reporting and scanning in for duty. Frank Gore in the house.
Reporting for duty.
Congrats on Film Threat, man. You guys are crushing it over there. It's good stuff, man.
Well, I saw Chris Gore actually talking, I think when he was on the Nooner the other day, they were talking about what a bad lineup of movies there is for 2024 and how there's not too much to be excited about. Well, as bad as 2023 was between all the strikes and everything like that, with so much stuff being delayed, I guess the silver lining is they won't lose as much money in 2024 at the box office because not as many things will be coming out. But there certainly doesn't seem to be a whole lot to look forward to, unless, I guess, you're in the mainstream media. And ironically, for Variety's list of most anticipated movies of 2024, you couldn't possibly imagine that a movie that has, I don't know, this type of ratio, almost 200,000 dislikes to 100,000 likes for the Madam Web trailer, the Sony Spider-Man universe, another Sony Spider-Man universe movie that doesn't actually have Spider-Man in it. You can't imagine that this would be on Variety's list of most anticipated movies, could you? Well, of course it is. Madam Web is on Variety's list of most anticipated films of 2024. The movie, which stars Dakota Johnson and Sydney Sweeney, is set to premiere February 14th. I couldn't possibly imagine this being on anyone's list of most anticipated things of 2024. Until you realize that on this list, Jeremy, there's over fucking 40 movies. There's fucking 40 movies.
Where's Madam Web ranked?
They go by date.
Oh,
so they didn't
okay,
even
so they
fucking rank them.
Okay.
Mean Girls, January 12th. Argyle, February 12th.
Argyle does look good. I will say Argyle looks good. I want to see Argyle.
I don't know if it looks good. I actually really hate Bryce Dallas Howard in stuff, but it looks at least intriguing and something interesting.
I like Matthew Vaughn.
I like Matthew Vaughn too.
Yeah.
So at least is not like another sequel to something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This
so there's Madam
Web. This looks horrendous. There is that trailer and that fucking song that they played in that trailer.
What do you want from me?
It makes me want to die. Makes me want to die. Don't fucking play it. Don't fucking.
I'm not
play
going
it.
to because they're going to copyright
chat.
us.
Okay.
They're going to copyright us, so I won't do it.
Okay.
But man, they also make Sydney Sweeney look not like Sydney Sweeney in this thing, which I'm sure when she transforms, she'll look different. But still, you could have at least given us a little more of that in the trailer if you wanted people to actually like it. Some of the hot chicks in the movie actually looking hot. But interestingly enough, as I was looking into this, there was another over here on comicbookmovie.com. Apparently, they did a poll of their audience what's their most highly anticipated superhero movies and shows. So I thought, man, if this is on Variety's list and it has to be near the top of this list, right? Not so much. Also, looks like Deadpool's a white supremacist in this picture right here with the OK sign. But look at this shit. Deadpool, far and away most highly anticipated. I buy that. Joker Part 2 follows it up. X-Men 97 series, the Penguin series, Echo, Agatha, Creature Commandos. Nobody cares about that. Kraven the Hunter, Superman and Lois, and then Madam Web. Pulling in a grand 1%.
Eesh.
1%, which ironically is higher than Venom 3. But what this shows me, and you can tell by just some of the replies of people shitting all fucking over them, maybe the critics, the people who this is probably made for, a Marvels-esque type of girl power team-up movie for Madam Web. Maybe they aren't highly anticipated yet for the critics, but not for the audience. The audience members do not care about this thing, and it's going to be a fucking nightmare.
Now, what is the budget on this movie?
Too much, considering it's going to make literally dozens of dollars.
Yeah. Well, do you know though? Do you know what the budget is? Because
I'll look it up.
This movie. I don't see how this movie might perform worse than. It's definitely going to perform worse than the Marvels. I mean, there's no way it was ever going to make. I don't think there's any way this movie makes $200 million worldwide. No, I don't. It may not make $100 million worldwide. I don't know, but I'm curious what the budget on this movie is.
People think it's around 80 million, like Morbius. So it probably won't lose as much money.
What did Morbius make at the box office?
Like 130 more billion. I don't know, something like that.
So if it made 130, then I wonder if Madam Web can even hit 100 million.
Sorry, Morbius 162. Congratulations, Morbius.
So okay, so if it hit 162, Madam Web might break 100. Maybe that's going to be the bar for it as $100 million. It's going to lose money. It's going to lose money.
Certainly. I just don't know how it could be anyone's most anticipated movies, unless you include 40 movies. I guess that's the only way it could happen. Yeah. But holy shit, it's ridiculous.
Can you pull that list back up on the skim through it real quick? I want to see what all is coming out this year. Because there's not a lot of movies. Obviously, like I said, Argyle, Bob Marley. I think I saw the trailer for that. Holy shit.
You're really excited for Bob Marley.
I'm really excited for a $500 super chat.
Wow, that's a lot of fucking money right there.
Holy crap. Geralt. Oh my God. $500. Great 2023, boys. Keep up the good work in 2024.
Thank you, Geralt.
That ain't cheap. That ain't cheap.
That's insane, dude. Thank you.
That ain't
cheap. Fucking wild.
I need the Rippa clip. I don't have it though. I don't have.
I guess we did well in 2023, Jeremy.
We did okay. Thank you so much. Jeez. Dan Vass says I could buy a house with that.
Probably true in your fucking dog shit country.
Oh man. You know what? Hailstorm says check DMs.
Probably just the Rippa clip.
Yeah. Send it over. We got to play it. We will play it. We'll come back to this in a minute. Let's go through this list really quick.
Yeah. So Bob Marley. I mean, I didn't think a biopic could do $900 million. I don't think this one will, but we saw with Oppenheimer, so who knows? This legit. Dune
Easily
Part 2.
The most anticipated movie of the year, not even close.
Yeah, for me it is. Yeah. I think a lot of people. I think Deadpool will probably make more money than it. That's just my bet.
100%. I'm not even sure Dune makes. Again, it's hard to judge what it's going to make because the first one didn't make a ton. I mean, it did okay. You know what I mean?
Well, the first one was also released on HBO Max, I think. They did all that. They were still doing all that shit as well. So they were impressed by its performance considering how it was released. So
yeah.
But I just don't know if that has the mass appeal.
I think that there will be a lot of momentum coming from it. So all right, we're gonna skim through the rest. Is Kung Fu Panda? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Kung Fu Panda 4. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. I don't give a fuck about it.
I really I don't really care either.
I thought Ghostbusters Afterlife was overhyped, personally.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is. Mickey 17. It's with Robert Pattinson. So, I'm more interested to see this than almost anything else we've seen, even though I know nothing about it.
Yeah.
I know nothing about it. Godzilla X Kong. Can't say I'm really looking forward to it. Civil War, baby. Civil War. Challengers. This is the one with Zendaya where she's getting fucked by two dudes. She's a tennis player.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be seeing that one.
The Fall Guy, I'm not gonna lie. I
Looked
like
okay.
I
Looked okay.
like the previews for Fall Guy. I like them a lot, actually.
Yeah,
I think
it looked really good. It looked pretty good. Yep.
Back to Black.
A Star Wars story. There we go.
Well, I think it's an Amy Winehouse like biopic. So if that one with John Krasinski and Ryan Reynolds. Oh, Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Never mind. Furiosa, no interest. It's gonna flop. Garfield with Chris Pratt. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
This looks really good. Really good.
Yeah, looks good. Ballerina. That is the John Wick spinoff starring Ana de Armas. I'm semi-interested in that. Bad Boys 4.
Murdering him.
I'm hesitantly interested in that. Inside Out 2. Don't give a fuck. Pixar is probably going to be woken dumb. The Bike Riders. I don't know anything about this. A Quiet Place Day 1. I'm kind of done with A Quiet Place after the sequel.
Yeah.
So, Horizon. This is the Kevin Costner thing. Horizon and American Saga. 2 movies that are releasing like 3 months apart from each other. Kind of interested, but I think it's kind of going to be boring. But anyway, Despicable Me 4, I'm not really interested, but I think it's going to be huge.
That will be one of the 5 biggest movies of the year, potentially.
Yeah, like if you're looking at picking out what do you think might hit $1 billion, Despicable Me 4 might hit $1 billion.
Yeah.
Twisters, now this is...
Whoa, I'm not familiar with this, but what is this?
So this is, it's not even like, it's not supposed to be a sequel or a reboot or anything. It's just, they're going to do like a fucking tornado disaster movie.
Oh.
I think Glenn Powell's in it. So I don't really care. Deadpool 3, of course. Borderlands is Jack Black in Borderlands. Kate Blanchett, Kevin Hart, Jack Black, Bobby Lee, Jamie Lee Curtis, Ariana Greenblatt, and Edgar Ramirez. I have not heard too much about this. I can't say I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I have not heard much about that.
Kraven the Hunter, another Sony Spider-Man without Spider-Man movie. Don't really care. Maybe that'll get some women there who like Aaron Taylor Johnson. But Beetlejuice 2. This, I think it has a chance to be a fucking nightmare.
Dude, Tim Burton is one of the most confusing directors on the planet for me because I love so much of what he's done and I've hated so much of what he's done. You know what I mean? Like, I love the aesthetic of his movies. You go back to his Gotham City, I still think is perfection. I love his Gotham City. I love how they captured certain essences of it. Big Fish is one of my favorite movies of all time. But on the flip side, you have some horrifically bad stuff from Tim Burton. And so, what's the last movie Tim Burton directed?
I have no idea.
I don't even know what he's done recently, like in the past, I don't know, 10 years. I don't even know. Nothing's even hitting my radar of what he's done. But so Tim Burton coming back to this. A lot of Big Fish fans in the chat. If you have not seen Big Fish, bro, Big Fish is just fantastic. Big Fish is amazing. Oh, he did the Dumbo remake. I didn't see that one.
Oh, man, that sucks. He did Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. He did Big Eyes. He did Frankenweenie.
Yeah.
Dark Shadows. He did Alice in Wonderland from 2010.
Dude, I hate that fucking movie. I hated the Alice in Wonderland movies. I hated them.
The last thing he did that I liked was Sweeney Todd. That was the last thing he did. That was the last thing he did that I liked. So, let's see. He did Wednesday? For real?
He probably was a producer on that, right?
Let's see. I'm going through a lot.
No, he directed 4 episodes of Wednesday.
Was he like the showrunner on that?
And it got him listed as director. So
okay. Well, there you go. I didn't even know he did. I didn't watch Wednesday. So
yeah. But yeah, I hated the Alice in Wonderland movies. I despised them. I didn't like his and again, it's a blur to me at this point. I don't don't remember liking his Planet of the Apes movie. Because of the Planet of the Apes movies that we have gotten. I have to go back, but I don't think I remember disliking his Planet of the Apes movie a lot. And then what else? He did Sleepy Hollow, which was fantastic back in the day.
Yeah, Sleepy Hollow is really fucking good.
Yeah. Sleepy Hollow is excellent.
Anyway, let's get through. I'm scared about this. Transformers 1.
Yeah, I still need to see the more recent Transformers movie. I've heard mixed things about it. I know Cole Hauser wasn't a fan.
Saw 11. Okay. Joker Part 2.
I'm not looking forward to this.
I'm not really either. I don't think there should have been a Part 2. I'm really scared about what this might be, but I guess I'm interested in it a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm scared. Smile 2. That's a weird screenshot. Terrifier 3, bunch of horror movies. Venom 3. There's a lot of fucking sequels in this, isn't there?
Yes.
I don't. Venom 2 is the same. Gladiator 2. Also interested but scared. Wicked Part 1. There we go. Film adaptation of Wicked. Karate Kid. That has my interest.
I'm definitely interested. Oh, Mufasa, yes. The sequel to Lion King. The prequel.
Sonic the Hedgehog 3. I'm looking forward to that.
100% looking forward to that. So,
and Nosferatu.
There we go.
And then this one is not coming out in 2024. Beyond the Spider-Verse is not coming out. So
there you go, right there, ladies and gentlemen. And it's time to we got it. We got the clip, ladies and gentlemen. And even though he did say something, it's still worth playing. It's still worth playing right here. Here we go.
And this is how much it was. $500 donation. You know what he says?
Of course, Twitter fucking video.
Nothing.
There.
Drops $500 on the table. Looks over at everybody at the poker table. Dropped it on there. Moonwalked right out of the saloon, double doors. Didn't say anything.
I love how he just
spurs on his boots. Couple holstered handguns. Cowboy hat. Thick mustache. Dropped the money on the table, looked at everybody square in their eye, and just moonwalked right out of the saloon double door. Didn't say shit. Didn't say anything. No message there. Didn't say jack shit.
I respect it.
And you have to be a cocky son of a bitch. First and foremost, that's not cheap. You got to be a cocky son of a bitch to drop $500 and just bounce the fuck out of there. Don't say nothing. I respect that.
So good. But thank you so much. $500. And again, man, it's been a crazy year with Geeks Gamers Daily. We're glad you guys are enjoying what we're doing. And we're going to keep doing it. And we're going to try to do it even better and even better. That is the goal of what we're trying to do. So thank you guys for the constant feedback, the constant support. We work for the people. That's who we answer to. We answer to the people. That's the only people we answer to. So thank you guys so much.
Naggardnall over on Rumble for $10. You guys and the rest of the G&G crew, among others, made this year tolerable. Just want to thank you again. Have a great weekend and a happy new year. Well, thank you, Naggardnall. And thanks to over 600 people watching us over on Rumble as well. Appreciate you guys. All right. Justin Proper for 10. Can we at least agree Star Wars Holiday Special is much worse than anything Disney's ever put out? It is literally unwatchable.
I disagree. Cringe. I think it's better than Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, it's like...
See, I guess like with the holiday special, we've reached a point where there was a time where I hated Batman and Robin to where I couldn't watch it. Then it got to a point where it became comedic to watch it. You know what I mean? And I guess that's where you are with Holiday Special. It's comedic to watch it, whereas I will probably always hate Rise of Skywalker. You know what I mean? Or Last Jedi or any of that. You know what I mean? I'll probably always hate them.
It's also like it's in this different bubble where it's like a musical and do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's not like they made that a fucking movie.
Yeah.
But anyway, Ajax Skyline for 10. Got to bring it up again. Monarch Show is perfect example of corpos baiting people, Godzilla, and in putting their personal agenda. Show check marks all strong female bosses, weak men, and gay scene. Even kaiju's IPs are not safe. I haven't watched it. I was interested in it until I heard everybody say it was shit, so I haven't seen it. Cole Hauser for 10. I don't know, Jeremy. Those power suits in Rise of Cobra were bad. For Retaliation, the only good thing was Cobra Commander, Firefly, Storm Shadow, and Snake Eyes. I'm so mad they wreck these movies.
Yeah, but man, you gotta the Snake Eyes Storm Shadow story in Rise of Cobra is fucking fantastic. It's really fucking good. Yes, everything else about that movie's terrible, especially with Cobra Commander. God, Cobra Commander's so bad in the first one. At least they got Cobra Commander his look right in the second movie, but they had a lot of other problems in the second movie too. I have a hard time determining which two of those Joe movies I dislike more. It's really is hard to figure out which one I dislike more because they're both bad, but they both have some redeeming qualities.
Where the fuck are we? Vault 95 Survivor on Rubble for $1 just puts a period. Thank you. Ronan the Crusader, remember for 8 months, been watching your daily shows every weekday while I deliver packages. Just want to say thanks for all you do and the rest of the crew. Hail the 199.
Thank you.
Fuck. Almost got that.
Ryan is really looking forward to the 1990 space movie, says Gung Ho Mac.
1992, that's right.
1992, yeah.
Mr. Parker gives a Geeks and Gamers membership. Thank you.
Boomer and Bob, we do not accept toxicity in our chat, okay? If you keep speaking out of line, we're going to have to ban you, all right? Saying things like, I like the Snake Eyes origin movie is crossing every line, okay?
Master Bader for 2. I just want to wish everyone here a happy new year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Garfield's Bizarre Adventure for 5. Hey, Jeremy, what are the chances we'll see your evil alter ego Jeremy Cash, on TNME or on Daily?
I have no idea. I mean, it really is just an extension of me when I talk shit. That's really me. You know, I mean, that's all it was me talking shit. Stone Cold Steve Austin said it best when he was talked about, like, you know, like him in the ring, him on the mic. It's just a amped up version of who he really was. And that's kind of what my Jeremy Cash was. It was still me. It was just me amped up, just taking things to another level. So, yeah, that's where you guys get to see me go on the rants, or I find something in the chat and I go on, you know, talking shit. That's essentially all I did when I did that character.
Ira Brownridge Jr. for 5. So Madam Web's a real movie. I actually thought it was a running joke from you guys. Nope, it's real.
Nope, it's real.
Edward Morris for 5. I don't have $500, but I have more money than usual. So here's 5 instead of 2. Here's to 2024 and God bless. Well, thank you, Edward. We appreciate it, ma'am. Happy New Year. Golden Nuggets for 5. What do you call a black man with a shovel? A shoveler. No, wait. Happy New Year. Thank you, Golden Nuggets. Sebastian for 20 Swedish. Any excitement for the Fall Guy with Ryan Gosling? Yes.
Yeah. It looks pretty good. The trailer looked pretty good.
Old Renaissance Nerd for 199. Wasn't it Variety Disney a C+ for losing 1.3 billion? Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. Blue-Eyed Scorpio for 5. Jeremy, saying Big Fish is good is the first good take I've heard from you in 5 years.
I didn't say Big Fish was good. I said it was fucking fantastic. It's truly one of my favorite movies of all time. I love it so much. And every time I watch it, it just gets better and better. That movie has so much heart. And I just love it. I'll never get tired of it. And it just gets better and better the more I watch it.
Joshua Henderson for 199. Ray Palpatine is the Captain Marvel of Star Wars. Cole Hauser for 2. Transformers 1. Give me a break. Trash. Dubby Nanners for 2. Are you guys going to watch The Beekeeper with Jason Statham? Yeah, I am going to watch that, actually. Taker for 5. Ryan and Jeremy, make sure to join Frank Gore for Film Threats review of Bay Riggers from Outer Space. Bay Rigger is a naval term, right? David Smart for 2. All hail the 199 and Happy New Year. Dat Boy for $5 doesn't say anything. Thank you. Lance for 5. I long for the days when the holiday special was the worst thing in the franchise. Happy Life Day and Happy New Year to the G&G crew.
Yeah.
Thank you. Lord Botha for 5. Jeremy, how do you feel about the Snake Eyes movie, though?
Next question. I don't want to say any gamer words right now. Yeah, fuck that movie. Fuck that movie and fuck every single person connected to that movie.
Spirian199 with a super sticker. Thank you. The Real Smile Bit for 20. Personally, I put the G.I. Joe sequel above the first one only because I didn't like when they put a mouth on Snake Eyes' mask, and Snake Eyes solo movie sucked. Did Snake Eyes so bad had me rooting for Storm Shadow to win.
Yeah, it's true. I didn't like that they put the mouth on Snake Eyes in the first one for sure. I agree with that. That was really annoying.
CJ for $10. Any thoughts on American translators adding woke messaging to their anime and manga translations? Yellow Flash made a great video about it.
I've heard that they've been doing that, but
I've heard they've been doing that for a long
time.
time.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the newest thing is. I'm not sure, but but yeah, I mean, obviously it's bullshit. You shouldn't be inserting your political ideology into something that you're supposed to be translating, for sure.
Yeah.
Kenny Curvecock for 2 over on Rumble. Jeremy, check out the Dudley's in-ring promo from ECW Heatwave 1999. They could never get away with it today. It was fantastic.
I think I remember the one you're talking about.
And we are all caught up, Jeremy. Well, hold on. Zamo, member for 6 months. ¿Qué tal, muchachos? Hey, do you think Hollywood has to learn something out of Godzilla Minus One? If so, what? Happy New Year. Greets from Mexico. Well, one, that you don't need $300 million to make a movie look visually good. And two, that if you get back to very traditional storytelling that appeals to a wide variety of people, not just because they're this gender or this sexuality or this color skin or because they're in a fucking wheelchair, whatever it may be, that's a good thing and that people will come out and support it.
Yep. But we're gonna end it there. We have Friday Night Tights today. That's gonna be a fun one. Our last Friday Night Tights of 2023. And it's been a fantastic year. But yeah, in closing, I do just genuinely appreciate all of you. This has been the best year ever for G&G. And that is all because of you. And I can't thank you all enough for that. I really appreciate it. We're going to move forward into 2024. We're going to shift some things around, nothing crazy, but we're going to try to evolve some things that we're doing just to continue to improve what we're doing for all of you. Whether you're watching on Rumble, whether you're watching here on YouTube, or whether you're subscribed to all of the other channels we have connected, it has been a pleasure and an honor to be able to do this this year. And good feedback from all of you guys. Ryan, what do you got to say in closing?
We'll see you next year.
There you go. See? Oh, look at this fucking asshole. You know what? Can you guys just go subscribe to Nerdrotic, please? And unsubscribe from Dan Vask. That's what I'm asking you to do right now.
Dan's new video only has 500,000 views.
He fell off. Damn, we got 1,000 people watching on Rumble now. So again, make sure you follow us over on Rumble. We're over 70,000 on the main account, and we're closing in on 200,000 total followers over on Rumble. So that is awesome. So thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. Adam Magus says, yo, what's up, Adam? But other than that, we appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Happy New Year. And we'll see you all on Monday for the very first episode of Geeks Gamers Daily of 2024.
Real quick, Vault 95 Survivor for $1 on Rumble. An example of woke translators, my second favorite anime. In English, it's the Saga of Tanya the Evil. In Japanese, it is Military Chronicles of a Little Girl. There you go. Thanks for letting us know, Vault Survivor.
And also, yeah, here's the Geeks and Gamers going bankrupt in 2023. I was using that. For that was early on. That weirdo on Twitter had said like, so it was a tweet I made, and they were like, because I was talking about like, thanks for 2022, 2023, we're gonna do this, and some weirdo was like, some weirdo with like pronouns in their bio. They were like, here's the Geeks and Gamers going broke in 2023. And so I used that as like a on OBS for briefly where people would super chat and it would pop up. So that kind of backfired. So not good. Not good.
Celluloid Dream says Dan Vasquez is gay. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's how we'll end the year.
All right, guys, have a good night. We want to end it there. Dan Vasquez gay. Celluloid Dream said it, and we will talk to you later. Bye, everyone.